Okay, so our lovely bedroom feminist here, Bane, 666AU, has already done this one. And as he pointed out, I think this woman is not malicious. She's not trying to be mean. I think she's just revealing her feminist propaganda programming. But that's my take on it. So this lady here says, reasons why women talk about hardships they face that are non-existent. For men. Let's see what we have here.
Women talk a lot about how our lives are harder than men's.
Yeah, and it's not true, but go right ahead.
And we face a lot of opposition from people who don't really understand why we feel that way.
Yeah, we don't. We don't. It looks from this side of the fence, you guys have it pretty good in general. Yeah, not everything, right? But overall, looks like you're kind of the favored sex in the Western world, if I might say.
So today, I'm going to be going over reasons why women's lives are a little bit harder than men.
A little bit harder than men's lives. Okay, sweetheart, let's go. But the universal patriarchy was the...
All of the most powerful and successful countries in the world have societies that run on patriarchal ideas.
Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting, sweetheart? All of the bestest countries in the world run on patriarchal ideas. I'm not sure I see the problem.
That means men hold almost all of the power and women are mostly excluded from it.
Well, let's see. If men having most of the power leads to the most successful countries in the world, you want to make those countries less successful? Always be nice, reason two.
Women are constantly told to be nice.
Maybe polite, maybe pleasant, maybe not getting in other people's faces, just like men do. You know, you're saying, well, these are the things women face that men don't. Really, men can't just be aggressive and asshole-ish in public or at the work. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Stop.
They are told that they can't show their emotions, they can't cry.
In certain circumstances, that would be frowned upon for both men and women. For example, you're at work and you find out your mother died or something. Oh, that's completely understandable. However, at work, say in a meeting to decide on a project and you're a part of the team, and your ideas are rejected, for example, because the team doesn't agree that it's a good way to go, right? Consensus. They say, which happens to men as well. And you're sitting there among your colleagues and you start bawling your eyes out like a little baby. Yeah, that wouldn't be the appropriate time to be crying. Do you get it?
They can't show anybody their pain.
Oh my God, really? Please give some examples.
This has created a toxic society.
Toxic society that is otherwise successful. The most successful countries.
Where women are unable to speak up.
Are you serious? What are you saying, sweetie? You've got a YouTube channel. You look all over YouTube. There's women, there's feminists. You know, there's all kinds of people giving their viewpoints on things. What exactly? Oh, you mean that the president isn't a female? Okay.
And men are unable to understand where women are coming from.
You got that right, honey.
And why they are unhappy.
Yeah, that is a big mystery. What do girls know, anyways?
Whether they are writers, CEOs, or surgeons, women always have to prove that they are intelligent.
People have to prove that they're capable of doing whatever job they're in. This is not a gendered thing. If you're the CEO of a company, for example, and you drive that company into the ground because of your stupid decisions, well, you're not going to keep your job very long. You're incompetent. You're incapable of holding that position.
They also have to prove that they are capable of maintaining the position of power that they have.
Yeah. If you're a brain surgeon, you can't be killing your patients every other day because you would be incompetent. That's not a gendered thing, sweetheart. That's just a competence thing. You have to keep proving every single day that you're still competent, that you're reliable, that you can do your job. This is not just a female thing. I mean, how could you even think that? Oh yeah, there's an incompetent brain surgeon over there, but because he's a man, just because he kills every other patient he's working on, he's a guy. He doesn't have to prove anything. But that chick over there, do you even realize how silly you sound right now? Number 4, she's just a vessel. Oh God.
Until today, women are still fighting for their basic rights.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You know where this is going, people, right? They can't think of any other right that they don't have already. And now we're going to talk about abortion.
Whether that's birth control, abortion, or maternity leave.
I mean, maternity leave. Okay, here's a simple example for you. Sunshine. Say you have a top female engineer at Apple, and she is the lead technical engineer on the next generation of iPhones. She's right at the top, leading the team. She knows what's going on. She's very smart, very intelligent. And she decides to take off a half a year, for example, to have a baby. Okay, that would be great, wouldn't it? What happens to the release of the next iPhone? Well, naturally, unless someone can come in and fill her position, it is put off for half a year. Do you understand? Corporations are not some kind of social experiment. They are in business to make money, to make their shareholders happy, and to make the consumers of their products happy. If they delay their iPhone by 6 months, Motorola might come out with something better in the interim, and they would lose market share. Do you understand these simple concepts? That's why we don't have year-long maternity leave or paternity leave. It would work the same way with a man in the position. This is not a gendered issue. Okay?
All of these things give women the basic rights of the power to choose, the ability to live our lives beyond kids and family.
That's a communist talking point, but that's fine. That's great. Do what you want. You see, that's the beauty of this society we live in the Western world. You can do anything you want. I know you understand this. Oh, and she flashes up. Birth control is the means by which women attains basic freedom. You know, Margaret Sanger, honey, was a eugenicist. You probably didn't know that. Yeah.
And sexual freedom.
I mean, everybody likes to go have a little bit of sex, right? It's fun. But it seems like there's no feedback loop left to, oh, I don't know, sort of control sexual behavior. It seems like a free-for-all, honey. Maybe that's not necessarily good for society. I'm just throwing it out there. You know? I know, I'm a man. Sorry.
Unlike anyone else, women are usually guilty until proven innocence.
Did you hear what she said? Women are usually guilty before proving their innocence. What is this? Is she poning us here? She's got it. She's doing it with a straight face. So she's maybe pretty good at acting here. No, sweetheart, that is projection. Men are considered guilty until proving themselves innocent. Okay. Title IX, college campuses, and all of that stuff. Now, what you're getting at here is, well, when women report their sexual assault to police, they have to have proof, or the investigators need to investigate to find some proof that something happened. Now, show us the picture of Brett Kavanaugh, would you?
We can see that throughout the countless trials where women accused men of sexually assaulting them or raping them.
Brock Turner was convicted of something. It wasn't rape, but it was some crime. Right? Brock Turner spent 6 months in jail. A lot of people, a lot of men and women both thought that was a little bit light for what he was convicted of doing. However, in a Title IX college situation, sweetheart, the very worst thing that can happen to a rapist is he is kicked off of the campus. He's not put in jail. He just gets kicked out of school. But yet that seems to be perfectly fine with feminists. Brock Turner, only 6 months, problem. Rapist on campus just gets kicked out of school. It makes no sense.
Where the judge ended up siding with the man and giving him a lenient sentence.
Sweetheart, Brett Kavanaugh was accused by Dr. Ford of attempting to take her clothes off or whatever it was. There are no witnesses. There is no corroborating evidence. There is no one to even say that there was a party alleged because they don't know what night it was because Dr. Ford doesn't tell them what night it was or where, even the fucking year. They tried to ruin Brett Kavanaugh by merely an accusation. And you're saying, of course, that's rape culture or some other bullshit. No, in our justice system, you need some kind of evidence. Something. Anything. And Kavanaugh probably would have been stopped. Maybe a picture, a note, something. There was absolutely nothing. You see, feminists like you, and I just can't believe you just said women are guilty. Who had to prove his innocence in the Kavanaugh situation? Just pointing it out. Not my problem. Here it is.
Finally, the last reason is the idea that women's rights are just that. Women's rights. They don't affect anybody else. Which is largely false.
In your opinion.
Women's rights affect men just as much as they affect women.
Really? How is that? Why don't you help me understand? Instead of just spewing some nonsense, why don't you, back it up with some proof that women's rights affects men's rights? It does in a negative way in general, but go ahead.
Before women were able to work, men had to work and provide for their entire family.
Ooh, like thousands of years of history. He went out to the field and he turned the dirt and he planted the seeds and harvested the crop, while the woman, just as important, the type of work back in the home, taking care of the children if they had them, taking care of the house, cooking the food, whatever. It was a partnership. Do you understand?
Now, most families have two sources of income instead of one.
Where was a woman going to go to work in 1850? Because that's what you're going. You're not going modern history. You never do. Feminists never talk about today. It's always, in 1478, where women just didn't have the right to go work at an insurance company. There weren't insurance companies. Do you get it? There was nowhere to work 150 years ago, or very few places. God almighty.
Which lowered the stress on men.
My stress is increasing now, right now, okay?
Another reason is men who don't want to have kids.
We have no choice in the matter. Once that baby is formed inside the woman, men have no say. You're talking about reproductive rights. That's right. Men can just not have sex.
Just like women.
I got it. Oh, but that doesn't work for women, though, is it?
When women are unable to have birth control or abortion rights.
Which country are you referring to? That women do not have access to birth control or abortion. Which countries are you referring to? Then
they are forced to have kids.
Nobody's forcing women to have kids in the Western world. Stop the nonsense.
And when they are forced to have kids, the men are forced to have kids too.
No, men are forced to have kids no matter what. Okay, say a man and a woman, she gets pregnant. That man has absolutely no say. Zero say over what happens to that child. The only thing he gets to do is pay if she decides to have the child. That's it.
Not only does that affect the men, but it also affects the children.
Yeah, it's a shitty thing, isn't it? What's your point? Is there next?
All of these reasons are cause for everyone to be involved in women's rights.
No. Not the definition again.
Being a feminist means that you believe, truly believe.
Oh, God, no, stop, please, no.
In the equality.
Oh, God.
Between men and women. It does not mean that you hate the government or you hate men.
Oh, no. Feminists love them some government. There might be some men they hate, but the government, never wrong.
It just means that you want to see a world where both men and women are equal.
Well, good, we have that. So, great.
Fully equal.
We are. In some ways, women have more rights under law than men. But go on and tell me that there's such a long way yet to go.
I don't want to end this video on a bad note.
It started out as one.
Women have a lot of rights now that they didn't have before.
Let me guess, but we still have so much work to do.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah.
It is a step forward.
Oh, no. We didn't reach the goal. See, it's just a step forward.
But that doesn't mean that we should stop.
Such a long way to go. Oh, if you could point in the direction, which way, I guess we all know, sweetheart, what you want. You want equal outcome, and you want a socialist society, equal misery for everybody, because that's what it would be. Although, in your twisted view, it would be great because everybody would be the same. Yeah, right.
And this doesn't only include women. Men, we need you.
No, that ship has sailed, babe. You got to do it. Sisters doing it for themselves. You just keep on doing it for yourself.
For all the women who can't speak up, men have to speak up for them.
No. You wanted chivalry gone. You wanted the family unit gone. You didn't want whatever you didn't want. It's gone. We've taken it off the table. And now, suddenly, when you see that things aren't going the direction you wanted them to go, Well, now men have to speak up. No.
Since all of these rights are for both of us, we should both speak up.
No. No.
This should no longer be women's rights. It should be everyone's rights.
You have all the rights that I do in the Western world, sweetheart. Actually, more. I don't even understand the point of your video.
It should be equality for everyone.
We have it.
I hope you guys enjoyed my video.
I didn't.
Please subscribe if you did.
No.
And let me know what you thought.
You really don't want to know what I think. I'll link Bane's video below. James Maxwell, thanks for listening.